Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm with the czar of the playbook, Emery Hunt. I'm Tyler Merkovich, bringing you our 2010 Sun Belt Conference awards and predictions. Let's start out with who has the toughest schedule in the conference, and this is an easy one. It's your alma mater, the Raging Cajuns from Louisiana, at Georgia, at Ohio, at Mississippi, host Oklahoma State. So that's just non-conference for you, and they also have to travel to Troy, so that's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, that's a tough schedule for the Raging Cajuns, and I'm also go with FIU. You look at Rutgers, at Texas A&M, at Pitt. They also have to go to Troy, and they have to go to FAU, which is a big rivalry game. So that's a tough slate for those guys as well too. But my alma mater, that's a tough schedule, and they play Ole Miss late in the season, so that could be a big game that could help decide bowl implications.
And the best recruiting class, I'm going with Larry Blakeney. He does it a lot in this conference, always leading with the best. He gets a lot of JUCOs. He's got Jimmy Anderson this year, and I'm taking the Trojans as the best recruiting class.
I'm going with Florida International. You look at the wide receiving core, they got the guys that scooped up Glenn Coleman, tremendous athletic ability, and you also look at Willis Wright. This guy was the #1 rated prospect in the Sun Belt Conference, so I think getting those two wide receivers is going to help that offense out tremendously.
And best pro prospect, I'm going with underrated guy right here, Jamari Lattimore. A little undersized for DN to college, but I think he'll fit right into one of those 3-4 outside linebackers, one of those guys. He's got a great motor, and he's raw, so NFL coaches will coach him up. Jamari Lattimore, defensive end for the Blue Raiders.
I'm going with Brian Hall, defensive tackle for Arkansas State. You get a guy that's 6'3", 300 pounds that can push the pocket and stop the run. That's a premium position in the NFL, and he's going to be one of the next players in a long lineage of players, defensive players, they come from the Sun Belt Conference.
And a team on the rise, I'm going with the Mean Green of North Texas. I had only 2 wins last year, but if they turn around that defense, they have some weapons on offense. They're going to make some strides on offense on that side of the ball. I think they could get enough done on defense to improve their win mark.
It's a tie between two teams for me. I'm going with my alma mater, UL-Lafayette. You look at the last couple of seasons, they've been bowl eligible. They just haven't won that extra game to get into the New Orleans Bowl or get into a bowl game, period. So they're on the right track. You can't remember the last time the Cajuns were one that had that many productive seasons in a row. Buffalo has gone in the right direction. And also the other team is Florida International. This is a team that has an influx of talent coming in. They got the best recruiting base. You're in Miami, so you have a picturesque campus. The only other campus that's as beautiful as Florida International is Middle Tennessee State in Murfreesboro. They have a really beautiful campus as well. So recruits want to come to Florida International, and especially after they get a taste of everywhere else. They always transfer, let's say from South Florida or Florida State or University of Florida. They always come to FIU. Yeah. So FIU is a team that's going to be
those teams are stacking up their roster so much. So instead of being the 5th guy, they'd rather be the first guy. Yep. It's called a big duck in a small pond rather than a small duck in a big pond. But Offensive Player of the Year, Dwight Dasher. The way he manhandled the Southern Miss defense, this guy could put it all together because of his athleticism, and he's got a good arm too.
Yeah, I'd go with Dasher as well too. If he can cut down on interceptions, he could be special. He's 5'11", 200 pounds. So, and you see his athletic ability. So if you want to translate to the NFL, he's going to have to play another position, but he is the best player in the Sun Belt Conference offensively.
Defensive Player of the Year, I could go with Jamari Lattimore here, but I'll give you another one. Craig Robertson, North Texas. He makes tackles. He leads a weaker defense, so he gets the job done for me.
I'm going with Brian Hall, the cornerback for Troy. Guy that can come in, made a big splash as a freshman. Brian Willis, he's going to be impressive again as a sophomore. Anytime you have a cornerback play that's impressive, he's going to do well this year. So he had a lot of interceptions last year. Second year in the scheme, he's going to get bigger, stronger, faster. He's going to be more savvy in his coverages, and so he's going to do wonders. He's going to be a future pro prospect. You thought the homeboy from the Buffalo Bills did well.
Leotis McCallum.
Right. You thought he did well, but this guy is going to be outstanding. Mm-hmm. Willis is a tremendous playmaker.
And for our Sun Belt Conference winner, Mario Cristobal doing a great job, the former Hurricane player for FIU. They could be there soon, but not yet. I think Middle Tennessee State repeats with Rich Stockstill doing a great job. I think they're going to take Tony Franklin's system, and they're going to run the same thing. Dwight Dasher leads the helm. I think it's the Blue Raiders.
Well, they have the least question at quarterback, does Middle Tennessee. So that's why I'm going Middle Tennessee. Everywhere else, you can go either way with any other team in the conference, but Middle Tennessee has the least amount of questions overall. The Blue Raiders will be back in the New Orleans Bowl.
For more previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NCAA or visit us at our YouTube page at youtube.com/footballgameplan.